Hey, you got a sec? Remember when we used to hang out and do fun reptile stuff? And then one day I was like, hey, big news, I'm moving. And then we really didn't see each other for a really long time. Can we talk about that?
You are here because the outside world rejects you.
Let's do it.
All right, welcome back. I know it's been a bit since I've made a video. Things have been busy, but if you don't know, I moved from Ohio down here to Florida, and I'm here in Florida now. We'll get to this setup in an upcoming video. For now, I'm just gonna kind of get you guys up to speed of all that downtime that you didn't see a video, get you caught up to what's going on as of today, and we'll talk about this later. So yep, I am officially moved down here to Florida. As far as the reptiles I have, I kind of had to, I wasn't able to buy any new reptiles. So what I did instead was start buying reptile ink. We got some good stuff. Eventually I want to have this this whole sleeve filled out. But anyway, so I figured if I couldn't buy reptiles, I would at least buy something reptile related while I waited to make this move, because I wanted to keep the collection or the animals that I kept to the minimal, nothing new. So that way, till I got down here, got settled. Still not completely settled in, but we're getting there. So the drive down here was just going to, like a 2-day. It's a drive one day, rest, drive the next day, and you're here. But I didn't want to do that. I kind of want to see some stuff along the way. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, because some of it I think is actually kind of really cool. And if you follow me on any of the other social media, mostly Instagram, you probably, well, you already know and have seen some of this stuff. So I don't know, the first day I drove like 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that, and ended up in Kentucky, the town, I can't remember, Cave City. I ended up in Cave City, which is the town right there near Mammoth Cave. So my goal was to go see Mammoth Cave. It was one of the things that I've been wanting to do, and I thought, well, it's on the way, so why not stop and take a look at it. Unfortunately, I was unable to get tickets. They were sold out online. I thought maybe if I showed up, you know, maybe something would work out, and well, it didn't. However, my trip through the hills to get back there, I did come across an eastern box turtle trying to cross the road, so that was, I guess, worth it to leave the freeway and travel into some beautiful country. And on my way back to the highway, because I enjoy some of the simpler things, I found this place, which I think is like true Americana, is like this roadside attractions. And this one was Dinosaur World. You know, not necessarily geared toward adults like myself, but I still enjoy these kind of attractions. I remember going to one way back in the early 90s. There was one up in Michigan. The Irish Hills area had one. Sadly, it's not there no more. So, but anyways, I did stop and you know, seen this kind of stuff. So thought that was really cool. So after that, I just rested there. It was raining. The weather wasn't really all that great. I really kind of want to go downtown Nashville, which was just a short drive down the freeway, but it was just raining. It was to rain through the night and through the morning, and I just thought, yeah, we're just gonna pack it in, get a hotel, and relax for the night. Okay, so the next morning, on my way through Nashville, I seen signs for the Nashville Zoo. I thought, what a good way to just kind of get away from driving for a bit get out, get some exercise, you know, that sort of thing. Again, I was in no rush to get to Florida. It was, I had plenty of time to take my time. And so I went to Nashville Zoo. Of course, I had birds right at the beginning, and seen kangaroos. I got to pet a kangaroo. That was pretty cool. You can't say that every day. Of course, I've seen all kinds of different animals, you know, typical stuff. And of course, they had a section called Alligator Cove, so I had to stop and take a look at that, which was a really interesting setup. I don't know how many gators were in there. I seen one for certain. And then I continued walking around, and then there was another exhibit. I forget what mammal it had in the exhibit, but I did see, was that a redfoot? I think that was a redfoot tortoise. Was also living in that environment with that animal. I can't remember what it was though. Oh well. And then I continued walking around, and then I came up to what was the petting zoo type setup, mostly goats from what I could tell. And then on the perimeter had some other animals that you couldn't necessarily pet, but they were they were there for observation. And of course, this is where I encountered these two giant Galapagos tortoises. So yeah, that was a pretty fun surprise, because it's always fun to see that kind of stuff. So then on the next leg of my journey, I stopped at the Jack Daniel's distillery. And because why not? It's, again, one of those things where, I wouldn't make it a true destination as far as if you're traveling. Let's see, at this point, I was probably somewhere around 12 hours into the trip. Maybe it's worth it, but definitely if you're going to be within an hour to drive past this location, you might as well stop. So that's what I did, and I took the tour, one of the tours, which was pretty cool. And of course, while we waited for the tour to begin, because it's slotted, time slotted, because only so many people can go on a tour at a time. And so I was waiting outside, out front. There's a stream that runs through there, because that water is important, and we'll get to that in a minute. But there was this sign here, and I thought, that's right up my alley. So I sat down there, and to my dismay, there was no alligators or, snapping turtles or snakes. I didn't see either one of them. And I sat there probably for 25 minutes. I guess just wasn't the time. So anyway, so all of the Jack Daniels is filtered through these charcoal, I don't know, I forget what they call it. I'm going to call it charcoal, for lack of a better description. Anyway, so they would have to burn this special wood, and then they would collect it, and then that's what your Jack Daniels gets filtered through before it goes to bottling. But what I did find interesting was they took us to this spot at the base of this hill. I call it a mountain because I'm from Ohio and everything's flat, where the water is coming out. It's a natural spring. It's very apparently clean because of the rocks it goes through. But this water is the water that is in every bit of Jack Daniels. If you've drinking Jack Daniels, you've drank from this water source right here. So that's pretty cool. So that was a fun day. That was the end of, well, I drove probably another 5 hours after visiting those two locations. Okay, so after driving about 5 hours after leaving the Jack Daniel's distillery, I stayed at a hotel just outside of Atlanta to prepare myself for what was my visit for the next day, which was two locations. Again, the CocaCola Museum, because what goes better with Jack Daniels than Coca-Cola? So I visited Coca-Cola place, which was really cool because they were decorating it as a Halloween themed kind of thing throughout, while also explaining, you know, the history and all that of Coca-Cola, which is, you know, rather interesting. Well worth the stop to visit. But while I was there, one of the key attractions for this museum is they have this tasting location, and it's a variety of Coca-Cola products from around the world. I don't remember, but here is a few clips of me tasting some. One of them was my favorite. The others were okay, but I want to throw those in here because, I don't know, it was just a fun experience. These videos were actually just sent to my family. But anyways, I'm going to share with you guys because I already posted it up on social media elsewhere. So enjoy. All right, hold on. I'm back here in the corner. I'm going to try this one. Proof I'm here. Apparently I need, I don't know, more than just what I've shown you, but we're going to try this China one. Gotta smell it. I'm not too sure about that taste. Sour plum flavor. Yeah. All right, well, cheers. Okay, you see it? I'm gonna set you above it, so we're right here below. Beverly. Oh, the smell is just bad. This is the worst one in here, honestly, hands down. I don't know what they're doing over there in Italy, but apparently they hate carbonated drinks because this is cruel and unusual punishment. Oh my, I'd much rather eat black licorice than to drink this garbage again, and that's fact. All right, since you guys enjoy my pain, we are back over here for Thumbs Down India. I mean, excuse me, Thumbs Up. Why would they ever want to call this stuff Thumbs Up? There it is. Thumbs Up. Why do I do this? Okay, now that I went from Beverly back to here, this one's not near as bad anymore. Yeah, Beverly makes thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, so we are going to do this one. It's Sprite from Russia. Now, it's Sprite, but go this way. I mean, this is probably one of the better ones I've tasted in here. Like, it's the positive surprise as opposed to like gag reflex, because it has cucumber in it, which is, I don't know, awesome. It tastes good. It's probably the more refreshing of all of them in here. Yeah, it's not super sweet, but for whatever reason, that cucumber works. It does. We need it here, because I'm not going to Russia. No offense. Okay, so after the Coca-Cola Museum, I went over to the Georgia Aquarium, which is on the same property, which was something that I have been wanting to experience for a long time. I didn't go too much into it in this video because I want to talk about that in a different video. But this moment right here was one of those bucket list times. I wanted to, ever since I knew they had whale sharks on exhibit, it's been something I've been wanting to go visit for quite some time. So I was very pleased to make it happen. But I'm going to explain that in those video clips and another video, just to keep this one rolling because there's a lot more to talk about there. Okay, so after leaving there, I ended up driving south to, ended up being just a, I don't know, couple miles, just a couple miles north of the Florida line. And I already had a long day, so I stopped it there, got a hotel, stayed the night, And then the next morning, I crossed over into Florida. I've already done a lot of really cool stuff just at my brother's house, because that's where I'm staying for the time being. I've found anoles, of course. We've all seen those before, the brown anoles, and of course, and then we've got other things like white ibises that seem to frequent the neighborhood quite regularly. Some sandtail cranes that sound like pterodactyls when they're flying by. Those guys visit. Bunch of Cuban frogs at nighttime. There's a bunch of Cuban frogs all over the place. And then just down the road about a block and a half, I would say, because it's down a block and then make a left, and about halfway down the block, there is a active gopher tortoise burrow, which you can see here. And then I've ridden my bike out on some coastal roads, I guess you would probably call it that, where I had marsh on either side of me, and straight ahead of me going west is the Gulf of Mexico. So that's, I mean, beautiful, beautiful scenery there to see. I've captured some pretty cool wildlife already while I was out here in the short bit of time. The real highlight as of recent, no alligators, not yet. However, the other thing that Florida is well known for, at least I believe, is manatees. So finally, about after living down here for a week, we finally found some manatees. Pure luck. Just happened to visit this park, and that does have a creek or stream or whatever you want to call this thing that actually empties out into the Gulf. And some kayakers went by and said, "Hey, there's some manatees coming downstream." So I was able to get this footage here. So anyways, that kind of gets you up to speed as far as my trip down here. It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun, memorable moments. So I'm happy to share with you guys. Kind of happy to get back to making videos, although my desktop is acting up. So, but we can edit this on the tablet. So again, this video will be coming out shortly. I filmed building this, and we'll talk about this later. I also want to talk about the Georgia Aquarium in an upcoming video. And of course, I want to explore more of the wild places down here to find reptiles. Oh, I didn't catch it, so it doesn't really count. I did find a baby black racer the other day. So that was my first snake find. I've yet to actually, he was fast. They're not kidding when they call them racers. But yeah, we're going to explore the wild. We are going to go to some gator country, gator areas in the coming future here. And more of this kind of stuff, reptile shows, anything reptile, outdoor related for sure. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to get into some crazy stuff, I'm sure. So until next time, later.